I'm the Rules Girl, and this is Ethnos, a 45 to 60 minute area control and set collection game for 2 to 6 players. In Ethnos, players call upon the support of fantasy tribes like centaurs, wingfolk, or giants to unite the 6 kingdoms of the island. The goal of the game is to win, and you win by having the most glory, typically earned by playing large bands of allies or controlling kingdoms. The game is played over the course of 3 ages, and in each age you'll collect allies, then play them to use their powerful leader abilities and take control of kingdoms. You'll start the age with 1 card in your hand, and on your turn, you'll do one of 2 things. Either recruit an ally into your hand, or play a band of allies from your hand. To recruit an ally, simply take 1 face-up or face-down ally card and add it to your hand. Allies can band together if they share a tribe or a kingdom, so you're trying to collect allies that can be played with each other. Instead of recruiting, you could spend your turn playing a band of allies from your hand. Remember, a band of allies must share either a tribe or a kingdom. Choose 1 card in the band to be your leader. The leader determines which special ability activates and which kingdom the band will try to control. Count up the number of your control markers on that kingdom, and if your band is bigger than that number, add 1 of your control markers. So just 1 card would have been sufficient for your first control, but you'll need at least 2 for your second, and so on. Side note, in a 2-player game, you'll have to count up all the control markers in a kingdom, not just yours. So in this region, you'll need not 2 cards, but 4 to successfully add control. Now use the special ability on your leader. These let you do all sorts of things, like score bonus glory, play another band of allies, or make progress on special sideboards. Finally, discard every ally still in your hand, placing them all in the face-up area. Keep your played bands in front of you. You'll need them for scoring later, and that's a turn. Watch out! If you ever have 10 cards in your hand, you can't recruit. You'll have to play a band of allies. Lurking in the bottom of the ally deck are 3 dragons. If you draw one, set it aside and draw a replacement. Once all 3 dragons have been unleashed, the age ends, and it's time to score. Start with the kingdoms. At the end of age 1, simply give the player with the most control in each kingdom this much glory. For age 2, you'll give first place the middle number and second place this number. And for the third and final age, you'll give first place the right number, second place the middle number, and third place the left number. Ties are usually split. Now calculate the glory of each band of allies you played this age using this table. So a single card band is worth no glory, but a band of 4 cards is worth 6 glory. Now start the next stage, collecting all the allies and reshuffling them, dealing 1 card to each player, setting out twice as many ally cards as there are players, and shuffling the 3 dragons back into the bottom half of the deck. The control markers all stay in place, and the player with the least glory goes first. And that's an age! The game ends when scoring the 3rd age, or second when playing with less than 4 players. The player with the most glory wins the game! Side note for 2 players, scoring in the 2nd and final age is a bit different. The 2nd place glory is not awarded. Instead, if only 1 player has control markers in a kingdom, they'll score both awards. A typical game of Ethnos features 6 of the 12 tribes, or 5 in a smaller game, each with special abilities when chosen to lead a band. If you gain control with a centaur-led band, you may immediately play another band of allies from your hand. A band led by a dwarf scores extra glory, as if it had 1 more card. A single dwarf will score 1 glory instead of 0. Elven leaders let you keep as many cards in your hand as there are in the band. So if you played an elven band of 3 and had 4 cards left in your hand, you only have to discard 1 card instead of all 4. Giants love big bands, and instantly give you 2 glory and the giant token if you just played the largest giant-led band in this age. At the end of the age, the token's current holder turns it in and earns the bonus glory printed on the card for that age. Halfling-led bands can never place control on the map. However, there are twice as many halflings than any other tribe, making it easier to build larger, higher-scoring bands. Merfolk leaders offer assistance from a faraway land. A merfolk-led band advances you 1 space on the merfolk sideboard for each card in the band. Whenever you land on or pass a space with this symbol on it, place 1 free control marker on any kingdom. At the end of each age, score this sideboard as if it were a kingdom. Minotaur leaders let you place control for 1 less card than usual, so this size 3 Minotaur band can place a token here, even though you'd normally need 4 cards. Orc leaders allow you to place 1 control token on your personal or court sideboard, matching the color of your leader. You can only have one token per color on the sideboard, and at the end of an age, you may choose to cash in all these tokens for the glory listed here. Skeletons cannot be leaders, but can be played as a wild card in any band of allies. Skeletons are fragile though. At the end of each age, skeletons are discarded before scoring bans. Troll leaders let you take an unclaimed troll token with the value up to the size of the band. If there's ever a tie for control, the player with the highest total value of troll tokens wins the tie. After scoring kingdoms at the end of an age, all troll tokens are returned to the center. Wingfolk leaders can place their control tokens as if they were any color. And finally, wizard leaders let you, after discarding your hand, draw as many allies from the deck as you played in the band. Ready to play? Randomly assign 3 glory tokens to each kingdom, arranging them in ascending order, and randomly select 6 tribes to include in this game, shuffling them together to form the ally deck. If you have 3 or less players, remove the tokens with 4+ printed on them, place 2 tokens in each kingdom, and make the ally deck with only 5 tribes. Set up any tribe-specific components, such as the merfolk sideboard or the troll tokens. Begin the first age by dealing 1 ally card to each player. Place twice as many allies face up as there are players, and shuffle 3 dragons into the bottom half of the ally deck. A random player goes first.